You guys, welcome back to the channel. Lately, I have seen a few commentators talk about how cultural topics are not worth talking about, that they're not big picture enough, that it is distracting to the bigger pictures that are happening in the world. Now, I don't know if you guys have seen the Breitbart Doctrine. Wow, that's kind of hard to say. But essentially what it says is that culture is upstream from politics. So, to put it simply, whatever's happening in the culture tends to push politics in that direction. And that's why I think it's important to put spotlights on things that most people consider as small issues, because if you allow them to fester, some things get pushed across legislation that you really just don't want to see. Now, judging by my audience, I know most of you don't want to see men in women's restrooms, and you also don't want to see men competing in female sports. As much as a lot of people want to dismiss these things as nothing, they're not really big deals, the more we ignore them, the worse society will be off in the long run. So no, I do not agree that small cultural things that are happening aren't important, because those so-called small cultural things that have been happening do have huge effects overall. Societal norms are basically built off the small things that are happening in society. When you start ignoring those so-called small things because they're not the bigger picture, they end up becoming the bigger picture. So the next time someone tells you it's not that big of a deal if a boy wants to compete in a girl's event when it comes to like high school, but it is a big deal because those events that aren't so important will impact the biologicals in a big way in the future, especially if they're trying to become professional athletes. But that's just one example on why we should be calling out the small things. All right, enough of that rant. Let's go ahead and talk about something that will 100% make sure that this video gets nowhere. And we're going to talk about the story from CBS News. A Tennessee teacher charged with R-wording boy at her home. It's unspeakable. A teacher in Tennessee has been arrested and charged with R-wording a boy at her home in 2021, and authorities say she's accused of sexual misconduct with multiple juveniles. Alyssa McCommon, 38, of Covington, had been under investigation after allegations of inappropriate contact with children under 18 when she was arrested on Friday, according to the Covington Police Department. Last month, the Tennessee Department of Child Services contacted police about allegations of sexual misconduct that had been reported involving a teacher and a former student. McCommon, a teacher at Challenger Academy, was suspended without pay on August 24th after a parent had come forward with allegations of abuse, school officials said, according to CBS affiliate WREG-TV. Now, I do want to just say something really quick here on like how normal this is becoming with teachers getting themselves involved with students. And it does tend to be female teachers with male students. I have no idea why that is. And this isn't something new because I've been seeing stories about these things since I was in junior high school. Nothing that really happened at my junior high or my high school when I was a student, but there was one particular situation that was out of this world. A mother of one of our varsity players at my high school used to host parties at her house, especially after games. At a couple of these parties, she actually ended up sleeping with almost the entirety of the football team. Now remember, this is a high school football team, and this happened on multiple occasions. She was eventually outed, and she basically spent no time in jail, and she is a registered sex offender, but nobody seems to care. Obviously, there is a double standard going on here. But let's go ahead and jump back into this story. Covington Police Department detectives continue to investigate this terrible exploitation and abuse of these young boys. We expect to also develop the investigation to determine accountability of other adults in the case, including those who were aware of the abuse. Oh my goodness, there was more than just this one adult involved. There were people that were complicit and actually trying to help the situation. That's kind of fucking wild. Authorities said there was no evidence that any of the alleged activities occurred on any school campus. During the investigation, McCommon admitted to communicating inappropriately with former students, police said. WREG-TV quoted McCommon's attorneys as saying she maintains her innocence. We believe that it's borderline a witch hunt on social media, and that's frustrating to us. Defense attorney Jerry Mason said, what we are asking is that the public be patient and allow the justice system to do its job and not create further prosecution on the alleged victims or on the family of the defendant. So apparently there were multiple juvenile victims, said they became friends with their former teacher, playing video games and interacting with her on social media. But apparently on the article over here from USA Today, Alyssa, the teacher that's accused of R-wording some students, is apparently pregnant with a 12-year-old student, which is insane to say the very least. Let's go ahead and scroll down here. Oh boy, it's a terrible time to have Viagra ads. Yeah, that's not good. That's a terrible time to put a Viagra ad right there. Holy. So it looks like police monitored a call, and in the call, let's go ahead and take a look at what this says here. Raise this baby and love this baby. During a court hearing on the bond revocation Tuesday, Davidson said, prosecutors played an alleged cell phone conversation between McCommon and the victim in in which she implied she was pregnant with his baby. In the call, Makama said she was going to raise this baby and love this baby. So apparently the plot thickens. Of course, they go over the multiple juvenile victims here as well. So I'll leave both these stories in the description if you guys are interested in going a little more deep into these. As far as I'm concerned, this woman not only needs to be locked away forever, but this baby situation obviously complicates things, and I don't know in what way, but definitely not in a good way. What exactly do people do in this situation? She's obviously planning on keeping the child. Is this a my body, my choice situation? What do you do when the father is 12 years old and the mother is going to be 39 by the time this baby comes out? This really opens a whole different can of worms. I mean, you obviously can't raise this baby in jail, right? But by the charges I'm seeing, this baby is going to be a grown-ass human being by the time she gets out of jail. So I do have to know what you guys think about this story. What do you guys think about this situation? Because I honestly cannot wrap my mind around it. It is complex on many different levels. Do you guys have any situations like this happening near you? I really don't know what else to add to this story. I really don't. So I will go ahead and wrap it up here. But as always, you guys, do not forget to hit the like or the dislike on the video. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell so you always get notified when I post a new video, I hope. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.